and then... There we go. This is Papa, the best chicken that, well, what is chicken that I have? The chicken I've had the longest. He's kind of the boss around here. But as you can see, he's a little hard to catch, but he's a good bird. He's got the interesting comb features that a couple of my birds have, like his son here, Tails. But yeah, we're gonna get back to washing some chickens. But he was out there harassing a bunch of young birds, so we brought him inside. I think for the time being, I'm gonna put him here in a cage. He's not a cage bird. In fact, I'm not sure that he's ever been in a cage before. But we're gonna put him in there just for a moment while we're washing birds, so he doesn't bother anybody. He's a talker. Yeah. Wow. Halfway through? I just started it. But then I thought I could sit here and watch this for 40 minutes, or I could make another live, maybe get a couple more subs. As I screenshotted my channel, that way we can figure out how many subs we got from it. I watched yours, but that's great. I hope you like mine. James was definitely not born to be a cameraman, but he makes a pretty good one. We're gonna lose this hoodie. Yeah, it's definitely not his calling. 55, 388. Yeah, 388 subs. I think 387 was what it was before the video dropped. So we must be up one. Alright, we'll get some birds and start baptizing. That's these birds have already been baptized by me once, but they have mites again, so. It was 333 yesterday. Yeah, it's just climbing. I'm really impressed with how much the channel has been able to grow in the last 24 hours. Not only that, but just how many people are watching my video that has just now, what's my watch hours? I think 140. I can click and look, but I think it's 140. But James was saying yesterday that it takes 2 weeks for them to process the watch hours. So if you're watching right now, Niels, it's probably gonna take a minute, take a couple weeks. Alright, we're gonna try to do these white ones a little faster. Yeah, they're pretty much all dried up. We'll show you those in a second. As you can tell by just looking at these guys' feathers, that they've been picking at them. Yep. This one has lice too. That's awesome. Not. I hate lice. We're having a little bit of a lice problem at our house. We're up to 10 people. That's not why I got the haircut. It's kind of just a continual problem here in the Philippines, lices. But lice don't like my hair too much. I never really had a big infestation of lice. But I do find them in my hair because my wife will get them from time to time. And the biggest thing is her sister's coming over for sleepovers all the time. And so we're frequently checking. We only find 3 or 4 at a time most of the time. 1, 2. Thin hair. Had it as a kid. Yeah. Anyone who's ever had lice, you know it's not a fun thing. But this washout that we're using, you could use it to get rid of lice. So it should kill the lice that are on this bird. And I guess if someone's really interested in seeing bugs, we could try to really zoom in on one that has both lice and mites. But I kind of find bugs disgusting to zoom in on. But yeah, we're first going to do the most heavily affected pens. The birds that have visual feather damage. Like, hey girl, it's alright. I'm not taking you out for your final time. You're gonna go right back in a second. But yeah, you can see their feathers are picked through pretty hard because they're trying to get to the bugs. This one just has mites. I don't see any lice. And because they pick through the feathers, it makes it a lot easier to get it down there to their skin. And once it gets on their skin, those bugs ain't gonna come back for at least a week. So we're gonna try to get them all done here over the course of the next 1, 2, 3. Over the course of the next 2 days, get all these birds done. They still have pretty good feathers on their feet, so that's good, or their legs rather. Come on, sit down. I made sure to get them warm water this time, so at least they're not losing their body heat. These birds don't really have that problem. We'll have to weigh one and show you guys. But these birds are really healthy birds. They're gonna make for really good soup someday. When we bought them, they weren't much more than 500 grams, kind of starved to death, all skin and bones. But I don't think there's a single bird here that's under a kilo now. Most of them are over 2. We'll weigh one out that's not wet. That way you know it's a true weight. Well, I don't see any bugs moving anymore. That's a good sign. Like I said, I already bathed all these birds once upon a time. The new birds down on the other side, they've never been bathed. They might very well have been the source of where all these bugs came from. That was 4 birds. We're supposed to do 10 per bucket. So. Yeah, we'll get you a weight on one. This one's definitely one of the smaller ones. Let's see how much fish you got. Hey, relax. Relax. Billy Meyer, I think you had a comment in my long form video. Maybe you did. We're trying to get some sort of list made up about the people who are watching the channel. Billy Meyer, thank you for tuning in and saying hi. We're baptizing chickens. Some chunky birds, yeah. Yeah, 2.2 pounds to kilo. If this one's 1.5, that means it's almost a 5-pound bird. Like I said, when we got them, they weren't much more than a pound each. So they've definitely gotten some meat to them. But like I said, we feed them 100 to 150 grams of feed a day. So we definitely taking good care of what we feed them. Dang it. The only thing that really sucks about these birds, like absolutely sucks about handling them, is check out the size of those claws. And they're not thick. They're thin and sharp because they don't scratch. See, most chickens are going to go out and scratch in the dirt quite a bit. They're not these birds. They're in cages. So they don't scratch against stones and things like that. Plus their feed is high in calcium, so it makes their toenails grow extremely sharp and long. And they'll get you. So you got to be gentle with them and hope that they're going to be gentle with you. 5 viewers and 5 likes. That's good odds. See if we can't get some more viewers though. I'm not sure. I don't see any bugs on me, but I can feel them. 1, 2, 3. Are you supposed to trim the nails? We could. We have them out. The biggest thing is that's going to take a little bit extra time. We've got to dunk 200 birds. And we like to take at least 10 to 30 seconds per bird. We eat chicken feet. Even though I can't eat chicken feet. Yeah, I can't eat chicken feet. Alright, so this is bird number 7. Yeah, I can't get past the chicken foot eating thing either. I guess Noah probably doesn't even know about that. But yeah, here in the Philippines, chicken foot is a very common street food. Here they call it Adidas. Like the shoes, Adidas. And then they eat the heads, they call that helmet. So, it's a interesting life they live. I eat the necks, which is kind of about as just messed up as eating feet or head, I guess, if you think about it. But the necks have got all the skin on it, and if you like chicken skin, then neck's about the best place you can find chicken skin. But yeah, we like to dunk them for 10 to 30 seconds and then check to make sure that they've fully gotten soaked. I got pecked by a chicken when I was 5. I was a little scared of them since. Keep getting clawed. This one's got massive claws too. But yeah, we could try trimming them. And I have been pecked. No, I'm sorry I missed that question when you asked me. Do I ever get pecked? Mostly just from the males. They get aggressive. The females, they'll gently peck at your hand, but it's not like a painful peck. But I have been like tried to There's been roosters that have tried to make me bleed. Like Tails up there. Maybe we'll get him out and you can see how aggressive he is. He'd make a good fighting cock. See, this one I didn't get wet enough. Sorry, bird. I know, you wanted to be done. But yeah, getting pecked as a kid, that'll ruin it for you. I got chased by geese. I'm sure there was a rooster that's chased me as well, but well, that's the 8th one. Get in there, girl. This cage is all tied up. I'm gonna cut it open later and get them out. We'll leave those ones be. And I guess we'll get this first cage, even though they don't look too bad. These are definitely the birds that weigh more than 2 kilos. No, not quite. 1 3/4. Here's the chick that we watched earlier. She's all dried out. You should really get away from these birds though, because you're just gonna get them again. Gotta give that one medicine. That's good she came out. She told me the geese story before. They can be mean. I may need to trim them on a slow day. Looks like they could have cut you up good. Yeah. 1, 2. I'd like to hold their heads underwater, really make sure they get a good coverage, but at the same time, I don't want to lose the bird. I'm just trying to get rid of some bugs. Alright. One more bird and we're dumping this. And yeah, I'm sorry to those who are watching that think holding chicken by its neck is not the right way to do it. I don't like to hold them by their neck, but it's about impossible to get them out of the cage by doing anything but grabbing them by the neck and just pulling them out. You can grab them by the feathers, by the feet, but they're just gonna fight you about it. But if you grab their neck, they think it I don't know, they just get really docile and allow you to pull them out. And I try to get a hand under them as fast as possible, but I was too busy closing the cage. You alright, girlie? Sorry, you must have got a little bit of water when I put you under. She'll be alright, I think. Although I wouldn't want to drink this permanently, especially being the 9th bird in the batch. This water has gotten extra dirty. And I don't even feel like our birds are that dirty. But and definitely the water is. They sure are now. Ooh. I'm sorry, chicken. Didn't see your head in there. Probably don't want you to be anywhere near me now. Yeah, check out how dirty this. Shout out to me, John Paul Atta. Hey, John Paul. Yeah, I did forget to say it. And honestly, I felt like the wives were about done with it. That was like our 6th take. But yeah, I did forget to say it's more fun. I just said the Philippines. And honestly, it's more fun in the Philippines was James's idea. Yeah, no problem, John Paul. It is more fun to farm in the Philippines sometimes. But it's really fun to farm in the States. And sometimes the Philippines is a real pain in the butt. Like, to be completely honest, I'm not sure that I ever had to wash my chickens from mites in the States. But I also never had a chicken set up like this in the States. I never washed them from mites, said James. But yeah, it's definitely true that sometimes it's more fun to farm in the Philippines. But sometimes it's a real pain in the neck. Alright, let's get another pack of Promethean. So how many birds do you have, James? I don't think you told me that yesterday. How many did you have to wash today is maybe a better question. Let me get a pair of scissors. Jeepers creepers. I don't have a pair of scissors. That's alright. We got this. I don't know, James, is this gonna get me flagged? You're not supposed to have these most places. I'm from Iowa. We moved to one of the farms. We had a chicken dip, but the other farms we never did. Old pig sticker, yeah. I mean, you can't bring them on in any country, on a plane or a boat. And I never really understood it. It's just a knife. Like, so what? You can do fancy things with it. Tonton uses a bullet all the time to cut grass. Yeah, I know you can have knives. I just meant that, like, for some reason the butterfly knife gets a bad reputation. And I guess it's because you could do this, close your hand in it. Can't really do that in a folding knife. Yeah, I've constantly got knives on the channel. Knives are like at least 10% of my entertainment in the Philippines. Alright. But yeah, I said to James yesterday, I think that these mites are coming in on rice hulls, but if his chickens have mites and he's not using rice hulls, then they might just be coming in from different chickens. I do know that I've gotten mites from messing around with rice hulls, but there are about 100 different varieties of mites. The Promethean apparently only kills red mites, which are on chickens. I don't know. I feel like if it kills one mite, it's probably going to kill most of them. 1, 2, 3. We're going to try to do these a little bit quicker. We're not even going to check them for bugs after like we've been. But yeah, how many birds did you do, James? 20, 30? Or just 10? It becomes quite a task when you have 200 birds. It'd be a lot nicer with one more person. See, I'm getting a little overzealous there. There's still ones moving. You gotta make sure to give them plenty of time in the water. Really scrub them in there. Yep, there we go. Good girl. Am I lagging? We haven't had any comments in a minute. But yeah, Bill Meyer said that he had to dip chickens in Iowa. We made up a box, and the chickens would take dry baths in lime mixture. Don't remember what else was in the lime. We've got lime here. Maybe we ought to let them go out and take a little dust bath. 1, 2. They definitely love doing their... No, you aren't lagging. Okay. The chickens love a dust bath, that's for sure. These birds sadly don't get one unless we let them out. And they come down here and get it back in the rice house. This is chicken number 4. This bucket. Come on, sit on down, chicken. Everyone else sat. I feel like it can break their legs if you force them. My fingers are big, and I'm a little slow at this texting. That's fine. So Bill Meyer, what's your connection to the Philippines? How did you find James and Karen or my channel? I imagine you came from James and Karen. Number 5. One, 2, 3. Hey, Robbie. How's the UK about now? Probably still cold. Any idea where James is from in the United States originally? Well, he's in the chat. He can answer for himself, but if he doesn't answer in about 30 seconds, I'll answer for him. Because I actually don't know. I've been on James and Karen when I put my first footing on the house. They came from my account. Okay. So he was doing construction back in the day. I had no idea. Or at least vlogs from construction. Oh my gosh. Do you want to take a bath? This is my broiler chick. He's been in this barn 3 times so far today. Yep. McRae County 2. Born chose to go to Missouri. Oh, so you weren't in Missouri. Where on earth is McRae, McHenry County, if it's not Missouri? Just watched J&K about your accident and all. Glad to see it all worked out. Yeah, I mean, to think that I was about to propose, well, honestly, the accident kind of inspired me to propose. I was thinking I was going to take it slow, but after the accident, Woodstock, Illinois, okay. Enjoy your shower. I did, yeah. And I think the birds are enjoying theirs. This one's another mite-free bird. Watch out. Let him out. Let her out. Come on. Yeah, I used to take a shower every time at lunchtime, but I haven't in a while. Moved our herd tractors in Missouri in 2006. Okay. Yeah, Illinois is a little different than Missouri, and I don't know, I've never spent much time in either of them, to be honest, but yeah, the accident all worked out just fine. Thank you, Tom. But yeah, near-death experience like a motorcycle accident kind of got me moving towards proposing a lot sooner. That's I went to propose in September to Jan, and then by the next September she was almost ready to have the baby. So yeah, life is short. You're feeling like you want to be with someone, just take the leap. It's gonna suck. You're gonna have fights, but probably gonna be miserable if you say no to her. Or yeah, if you don't take the leap and go into marriage when you know that that's the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you just let it go, and then you break up, you're gonna regret it the rest of your life. So, if you have a girl thinking you'd like to spend the rest of your life with, don't wait. Just jump in. I don't know. I'm 27. I don't know why I'm giving advice. Alrighty. Number 8. Also notice that you drive slower with your wife and baby in the trike. Yeah, I never drive terribly fast without them, but I definitely drive slower with them. Like, my rule of thumb is never above 40 when I'm alone, but my rule of thumb is always below 30 with them. I don't sit there and watch it a lot, I just drive slow. 2, 3. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I've gone over 40 with the girls or by myself, but I'm definitely trying to be taking it easy. And a trike, I don't know. I would have thought a motorcycle stopped a lot faster than a tricycle. But I also tried to stop real fast on the motorcycle, and that's what caused the accident. Had I just swerved back into the other lane where there was no obstruction, we would have been just fine. Are you still there as a missionary? It's a little different. It's a little different now, Stone Cold. I don't know why I didn't grab a bird. This one's number 9. Yeah, things are a little different now because of the kid. But before the baby was born, I preached pretty regularly, and like, we definitely are here. I don't know. Like I said to Noah the other day, and maybe you were in while I said it, we haven't preached the gospel on the hillside that we do ministry in since Christmas. We don't make a habit of doing it every week, because it kind of seems to dilute the gospel. I don't know. But yeah, we definitely take time to. I'm not here on a missionary visa. I'm here on a 13A visa as a spouse. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Alright, I'm gonna take a leak. All this being in water makes me gotta take a leak. Be right back. I'm surprised you can talk while bathing chickens. Yeah, I can't do a lot of things multitasking. But this is one of the things apparently I can multitask. As my wife hates it. If I'm in the middle of doing something on my phone, she asks me a question. I'm like, I'd rather say, give me a second, or I don't. And she gives me heck for not giving her attention. That boy can talk. I get it from my dad. He was a salesman. We were making a joke the other day. My mom was gonna have my dad on her radio show. She said she didn't have a lot written down for what they were gonna talk about. I said, just ask Dad one question. He'll take up a whole hour. Aw, not in my face. Alright, let's dump this water and get one more. What are we at time-wise? Almost 3 o'clock. I don't know why I can't seem to hit this bucket from the side. As I'm not even sure that was 2 gallons this time. I wish I really had a way to measure it. It's 12:48 here in Ohio, USA, Central Time. Yeah, it's yeah, I just said the time here. It's definitely not 2 gallons. Let's get a little bit more. Levi, has it changed much over there since you originally went over there as a kid? It's changed a lot more than the Cove has. Central Pennsylvania is same old, I feel like, each and every year. But it's changed so much over here. Yeah, in 2012 would have been just by the beginning of the Baraki boom at 6:50 a.m. here in the UK. The birds bathe there themselves if they are free range. They take dirt baths, and dirt baths are known to rid them of mites to some extent. But yeah, I don't think that if you put a pool of water, I don't think there's any shot they're gonna bathe in it by themselves. Ah, man. What's going on? I mean, what's going on? Definitely doesn't change much here in the cove. My younger siblings' age seems less and less like people are milking and farming. Yeah, that is something that's always changing in central Pennsylvania, is the farm sizes and how many farms there are. I remember in central Pennsylvania when I was 12 that there was, I don't know, 40 farms still in the cove, and now we're down to probably 4. We got Sollenbergers, we got Hirschbergers, we got Culps, and Metzlers. If you can name another, I'll be impressed. I mean, you got all the Mennonites, of course. They're not selling out. Lime bathing is better for birds. They do it by themselves. Yeah. So we need to get that lime mixture that you're talking about. We have lime for soil, which I imagine is pretty similar. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, there's Mennonite farms. Yeah, there's, I don't know, Zimmerman, Smiths, things like that. But for the most part, for the English, as they called them, that's Covites that aren't Mennonites. There's probably just 4 big farms left. As we talked about my employment history on one of my videos, about the same as putting it on the farm fields. Okay. But yeah, I'll have to do a quick research before I just pour lime on the ground for them. But 1, 2, 3. We've talked about my work history in the past. Oop. Come on, girl, come on. I'm trying not to be soaking wet. But I don't think we extensively talked about my milking history. I milked cows for Biddles once upon a time. I milked cows for both pheasants. So that was 2 different farms. I milked cows for Leon Dell. I milked cows for, I don't think I milked cows for Culps or for the Harpsters, which were 2 of the larger farms that I worked for, because they had Hispanics doing it. But I milked cows for Hirschbergers, Sollenbergers. Who else? The Rices. They have a cheese company. I worked for Richie's, but they just sold the milk. They didn't milk any cows. They used to milk cows way back when. Wow, that cage is like deep. Any of you guys ever watched at Culps? Would have been busy chasing Mary Culp. Yeah, she got married young. She's got a kid already, I've been told. I haven't really seen much of anything that way. But yeah, how often do you bathe the chickens? Whenever I see the bugs are bad. This is the second time for these birds since we bought them last September. They shouldn't have been this bad, but the problem is that we got new birds and we didn't bathe the new birds. Wow. This one is absolutely infested. Like, I don't know, thousands. And I think she might even have eggs. Yuck. That's the first time I saw eggs. I helped my uncle milk cows before and didn't like it. When lost electricity, had to work 250. By hand? You did 300 by hand? Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. I've done maybe 12 cows by hand. I love guys. This bird might just need to go outside. Holy cow. She's covered in eggs. We gotta check her weight because this is the whole theory behind what I'm been trying to say why we're doing this. Because I don't think this bird is heavy. She's soaking wet now, so she's easily 200 grams heavier now. But, okay. It says that she's 270 or 1 kilo 750 grams by hand. Oh my gosh, man, you had it rough. So here's the neighbor chicken in the same pen. It's less than 1.5 kilos. But yeah, Bill Mayor, that's rough. 300 birds or 300 cows by hand. It's possible to raise Cornish cross white meat chickens on pasture, moving them to a chicken tractor in the Philippines. I'm thinking polyface farms under Josiah Salton pastured chickens. I gotta save that. Polyface Farms. So that's a channel, I imagine. Did it for 2 weeks? There's no way I would have done that for 2 weeks. I mean, I get it that like you don't milk the cows because you don't have electricity for 2 weeks. You're gonna be in a really bad situation on the farm. Like you're probably just gonna go bankrupt. But so you're saying sorry y'all, I'm trying to figure out if I need to quit washing these ones that are really bad. You just maybe call them. Because these are 3-year-old birds that are worse for wear than they've ever been in their entire life. I don't know how the ones right beside them weren't in a worse situation. Because they got eggs all over them. But yeah, Paul, that's I'll have to look into that. White meat chickens Cornish cross. Hello. Can you help me? Maybe. What's up, Benson? I don't know how to say that first part. If you got a question about farming chickens, I can probably help. Or hydroponic lettuce or something that I know about, I can probably help. But yeah, there's no one here doing that. At least not in our island, Cornish white cross meat chickens. Unless I don't know anything about what I'm doing and you're talking about the Cornish meat chickens as the ones that I'm raising. I don't think we call them broilers here. Can you give me chicken? Where are you at, Benson? Come on down. I got a chicken for you right here. This one's a little bug infested, but when she's dead and plucked, you're not gonna know. Or you meant like to raise chickens, because we got chickens back there for you to buy as well. So this is one of the first females. 391 subs. Awesome. This is one of the first females that I raised from a chick. It's hard to imagine that she was a chick. Or this is from the chicken that I put in the cage earlier and my mother's chicken. This is the father. This is the daughter. Now that's a nice looking chicken. Thank you, Bill. This father was a gift from my father-in-law right around the wedding, and my mom gave me a hen that looked very similar to this. And with that chicken and the chicken my mom gave me, someone gave it to her to eat, and she said, "That's a pretty chicken. We can't eat that chicken." So she gave it to me to take to the farm. And it mated with that bird there and made this one. So this one is, we call that one Papa, and the other one's name is Kristen. So it's Papa Kristen. We haven't come up with a name for her yet, but as you can see, she's a pretty bird. What should we name her? She probably has mites too. Oh my goodness. Her feathers are so thick compared to these other birds. Yep, she's got mites. Oh, I know. You don't like being wet. You've never been wet in your whole life like this. It's fine. Just bend your knees. Henrietta. That's a great name. That's her name, Henrietta. You know, I grew up in Henrietta. That was the name of the township. That's a perfect name. Hens in it. Henrietta. Thank you, Bill. I'm gonna have to write that down so we don't forget. This one is Henrietta. One. Come on, girl. You got 2 more dunks of your head. 2. 3. Alright. You should be good. Let me massage you, though. Make sure to get that tail feather soaked in there too. I know you just went out of here. Yeah, this is the 10th bird in this bucket. It's the 10th or it's the 5th. Pretty sure it's the 10th. This bucket is very dirty. Do you have any problems in the Philippines with predators getting into chicken house? We don't have foxes or wolves or coyotes or skunks or anything like that. Hey, Benson. Hey, bro. Yeah, we don't have any problems like that, but we do have snakes and parasites. Wow, she actually had a lot of bugs because you can see them all on her coat now. She's a little wet. She's not very happy about that, but we're gonna put her back in the cage and dump out this bucket. But yeah, the plan is to breed a bunch of stock here of chickens. Keep track of the lineage. Yeah, Henrietta will be happy tomorrow. Keep track of the lineage, and then eventually, within a couple of generations, with a bunch of lineage marked down, we'll be able to sell the birds for some real good money. I saw a Facebook post of someone selling a bird for 200,000 pesos. $200,000 is almost enough to buy a piece of land. It's enough to buy a crappy truck, that's for sure. That's $500, by the way. Or no, it's $500. Okay, it's 500 to 5,000. I can't do math right now. It's 5,000. Is that more than your greenhouse? Yeah, that's like paying for a greenhouse for one chicken, which is exactly why I've been coming up with names for birds, and we're gonna keep the lineage, and eventually we're gonna buy a couple really pricey birds and get them in the mix. The plan is, do you raise any pigs on the farm? My brother does. I don't know. My wife's been saying we need to buy, next time my brother has piglets, buy one. I've seen wild roosters go for $800 American in the Philippines. Yeah. Wild roosters? You mean like they didn't have a lineage? But yeah, 5,000 US dollars. Or, no. It's 58 is the exchange rate right now. Someone do the math for me. 58 divided by 200,000 should be close to 4. So 3,000. But still, those ones with the beautiful colors. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Native birds, yeah. Or that's what you mean by wild. Is that they were unique. My hands are all rainy, as we used to call it. So when you came back to the Philippines at 12, you went back to America. Yeah, we just went back and forth and back and forth. Oh man, who am I watching next? I think we got 8 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's 11. Oh well, we'll watch these. We're gonna check these ones for bugs, I guess. These were my healthy birds. Aside from this one, I wouldn't be surprised if this one wasn't alive when I came here in the morning. Look at that comb. I don't know how she got like that. I'm sorry, girl. You've been hiding behind your sisters up there. I don't think I ever noticed how sad this bird looks. Yes, Stone Cold, a couple times. Yeah, it was like 3 times back and forth. Girl, I'm so sorry. I pride myself in having the nicest chickens in this town. And this bird is like on its deathbed. And maybe it doesn't need this bath. But we're going to give it to her. And maybe she'll feel better. When you're done, make sure nothing's setting on scales. You mean to say that like the springs go out of... She's definitely liking this massage. That the springs will go out of whack on the scales if I have a bucket sitting on it? I've heard that, but I never really believed it. But if that's what you want me to do, yes it will. Okay, 10-4. Well here, I'll take the bucket off now. But yeah, we always took, when we worked at the butcher shop with mechanical, or not mechanical scales, that's a mechanical scale. But when we worked with digital scales, we always left them with nothing on them, I think. But I'm not sure digital would even matter. But yeah, I always kind of thought it as a wives' tale kind of thing. But if that's what you said, Bill Meyer, that's fine with me. You gave me a good name for a chicken. I can take things off the scale. I just like to get weights on birds whenever they feel light. This one definitely is light. You can see she hasn't got any breast on her. This is how they all looked when we bought them. White comb, no breast. Beware, many vampires there in Aklan do. I've heard that. Maybe that's what happened to this chicken. A vampire came by and took all the blood out of its comb. Because if you look down here, all these chickens have bright red combs. Because we give them adequate things they need for their diet. But not this one. So maybe we'll leave this one out. Or put it in a cage with birds that have light colored combs. And give them a bunch of supplements. I just didn't want to buy a new one. Soon save you money. Yeah, I never knew that, or to be true. But then again, like I said, never really had a good way to test the theory. I guess I could. Well, on this scale, it's hard because it's not a gram scale. I know how to test gram scales out. Like, put a dollar bill. If it's not a gram, then it's off. But I wouldn't know how to test this other than to have another scale beside it. So in general, in our first cage here, aside from that one that looked really bad for some reason, they always look really good, and they always lay 100% eggs. But for some reason, that bird didn't look very good. We'll give it some supplements. We have, what do they call it? Red seal. They use it for fighting cocks. It's supposed to give them vibrant colors in their feathers and things like that, and full of all kinds of nutrition, things that birds might be lacking. So we'll give her that, and we'll wash a couple more birds with her. Any regrets? I'm not settled now that you're settled in the Philippines. You're full of good questions, Stone Cold. What type of cash amounts do they have over there? So they have what they call centavos. They have a 5 centavo, which is like a peso, I guess, is $1 according to their, even though it's 58 pesos to $1. They have a centavo, so that would be the equivalent of like nickels and dimes or whatever. They have a 5, they have a 10, and a 25, maybe a 15, but I think it's just a 10, a 5, and a 25. Really hard to find those around here in the province. Most people save them up because it costs more to make them, so the metal is worth keeping them around or whatever. Peso is worth like 2 cents each or whatever. Then they have a 5 peso, which is like worth a dime, and then 20 peso bill and coin, which is worth like 50 cents almost. And then they have, the 20, the 50, the 100, the 500, and the 1,000, and that's it. That's all the divisions. But yeah, any regrets? I don't think so. I mean, definitely, I sit in bed at night thinking about all kinds of things and think about what life would be if I didn't do what I did. But I wouldn't say any regrets. Philippines is challenging each and every day. But so is life almost everywhere in the world. It's just more challenging here because it's a different culture than what I grew up in, and I wish things could be different than what they are. But I feel like people in the States feel the same way. They just wish things were like they used to be. Find something that weighs 1 to 5 pounds. You can always use it to zero out the scale. It's the best way. Yeah, so that was what my next question was going to be, Bill. So, right now, this scale is set at just below 10 kilos, or just past the tick mark, because when you put this bucket on, it should bring it to about 0. Right now, it's actually above 0, so that's no good. But there is a spring that you tighten on the top. So, because it's a mechanical instead of a digital, I can re-zero it to theoretically bring the scale back into order, and I wouldn't have to buy a new one, or eventually I'm going to stretch the spring if I leave something on top of it. This scale was an old scale when I got it, but it's nice to know these things, Bill. Dang it. Sharp claws. Alright, we're probably getting pretty close to the time I gotta go grab my wife. Yeah, it's 3:20. So we'll do this live here a little bit more. If you treat them the right way, they will last a lifetime. Okay. I would try to treat it better. Now, I don't know, Bill, because we are living in an environment with a lot of corrosion here in the Philippines. I don't think there's any shot that thing's going to outlast me, but I'll give it my best. Thank you for your advice. But yeah, I don't think there's a house in the Philippines that's going to outlast me. Not because I think I'm going to live very long. In fact, I'm often wondering if I'll see tomorrow. But what I mean is just the corrosion here, and typhoons are just frequent. Alright. Spray it down with WD-40. We do have some of that. That is one of the things that is amazing that you can find here. Coca-Cola and WD-40. You can find it about anywhere anymore. And lifetime in the Philippines is 5 to 10 years. Yeah. You're right, Stone Cold. Alright, before we forget, we're going to get this bird medicated. I think I got a quarter tablet in the greenhouse. I'll be right back. Nope. Sorry y'all for the dead air time. I've been told not to do that, but here's the medicine that we give to birds that have this symptom. I guess it's a little bit better, more obvious in this eye. She's got a teary eye, means she's got a headache. This is for a full-grown bird. That bird's nowhere near full-grown, so we're gonna split it up. We'll split it in half and then quarter it. And for this time, we're gonna give it the smallest piece of the quarter, because last time I did this, I killed the birds were dead. I don't think that what I gave them killed them. I just think that it was too late. Alright, well, she swallowed it. Hopefully, like I said, it wasn't the medicine that killed the last birds that I gave the medicine to. It was just that it was too late. We bathed her. I don't think she's got a single mite left on her. In fact, she has lots of mites on her, but I don't see any moving. I'm gonna go ahead and dunk her anyhow, because we got this. This doesn't count as a full chicken, even though I counted her as a full chicken last time. She's probably thinking, why am I getting a bath twice? Because I want you to live. And I keep saying she. I'm pretty sure this is male. Your head is going under. Ready? One more time. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a male. This is our DeKalb Australorp cross. This is 50% DeKalb, 50% Australorp. So if I breed this male back to the DeKalbs, that means that the kin are going to be no longer 50-50, but 25-75 DeKalb. And then I breed this chicks back to another DeKalb, and we'll be a lot closer to 100%. I don't think these DeKalbs are 100% DeKalb. So this is one that I know is a male. We're going to check it for bugs. Yeah, so DeKalb, I really don't know what the lineage is, but James and I have assessed that we think that it's half leghorn, white leghorn, and half something else that can do well here in the Philippines. Something that's also doesn't put on a lot of weight, because the leghorns tend to be pretty fat birds, and these birds aren't. There was a bug. I couldn't assess whether it was a mite or a lice. It's not a good sign. So typically, these birds get really bad. Oh, come on, let me see your wings. Yep. They get really bad whenever they get sick. As long as you got a healthy bird, the mites don't mess with them so much. They'll be on them, but it's not going to be like that other bird was. That other bird earlier was thousands. When I checked it just now before I dunked it, it was maybe tens. But I think we're going to go ahead and dunk all of the birds from that pen. You're going under again. Ready? One last time. Ready? Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of bugs on this bird. I think that the infestation was mostly on just that one bird that was sick. But there are a couple. There's, like I said, 10s on this bird because it was really healthy. But we're going to go ahead and do all the birds in that cage, and that's what we're going to do with the rest of this bucket. Then we're going to go pick up the wife. There's a lot more than 10 birds in that cage, but we're gonna go ahead and wash them all because they're, like I said, these are not the size birds they're talking about when they say they only wash 10. Ready? Heads going under in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right. Like I said, I don't think the infestation on these other birds is significant. I don't see that many on them. As you can see here, we got a couple, but Noah said, when, I don't even know how you're still awake, Noah. When was the first started, did you want to do strictly broiler? Because you said you had 200 at one point. Yeah, so before I did the native chickens, or before we ever bought any of these, I was doing broilers. 1, 2. Close your eyes, buddy. 3. I don't know why he's not closing his eyes when he goes under. That's gotta burn. Yeah, so the whole idea was to do broilers. And I was doing it well, I feel like. But then when we had the 200 that died, I just kind of gave up and focused on the other birds. As my thought process was, we were gonna get broilers to raise, when we had the 200, was that we were gonna save 20 of them to raise, and we should have saved the 20 that we did harvest, but it was Christmas time and we had plenty of orders for chickens, so I just figured I'd sell the 20 that we could harvest instead of saving them. But we should have just saved them. Thinking back, what happened, a lot of them to die. A storm. Yeah, that's the Philippines. In Christmas time, you're gonna wind up with a pile of storms. 3, 2, 1. And we had just storm after storm. Can you put medicine in the water that they can drink instead of putting it in their mouth? It's less stressful for birds. Yes, we have piles of medicine that we give through water, and maybe this is water soluble, but I haven't actually looked it up. That was what my father-in-law suggested to give to birds when they were getting sideways on me. For sake of time, we're going to try to dunk 2 right now. 1 male and 1 female, I think. But yeah, it is a lot less stressful to give them water-soluble vitamins and medicines than to give them orally. But they don't seem to help when it's too late like that. And so we're going to try to do the oral vitamins this time, Bill. And if that one happens to die, which is going to be a little bit difficult to tell because we're going to dunk all of them. Initially, I was thinking it was going to be the only one that was dunked. You strictly wear Crocs now? When was the last time you wore shoes? 1, 2, 3. I despise Crocs. I despise flip-flops. Really don't like shoes. I'd rather be barefoot everywhere I went. But the wife, my mother, my grandparents, all have been on my case about wearing shoes ever since the foot injury. This is what I'm absolutely sure is a male. What foot injury? No, it said. I have a friend who raises parrots in the USA. The water is usually yellow or blue depending on the medication. Yeah, you don't want to over-medicate birds, but I can see what you're saying. So this was here's my foot. Right here, I had some sort of infection. I don't know if I stepped on a nail or a thorn or what it was, but it got infected. I thought it was a spur, which is a condition from you breaking the base of your ankle or whatever. But the symptoms didn't line up with the spur, and then later found out that it definitely wasn't a spur injury and that it was something more. So we found out that it was infected and went into the emergency room after both of my legs wound up getting swollen because of the infection. Well, I kept both of them raised or whatever, but typically it would go right back down if it was just normal, but that was a good sign that it was infected. We went into the doctor and they said, oh, we gotta operate now, like this is gonna kill you if you wait much longer. Yeah, I go barefoot from all the time myself. I only wear shoes when walking in stores because I have to. Yeah. I didn't even wear shoes in stores back then. Like I said, I would not like to wear shoes now, but I get harassed by my family enough that I just do it. Look at the design on this bird. It's got all kinds of black on it. But it looks to be a hen. A big hen. You got lucky with that. Could have been really bad. Yeah, the foot injury could have been bad. That's why I'm wearing the Crocs, but I definitely would not like to be. I'd like to be barefoot. Well, 3 is a little hard to dunk at one time because you can't make sure all 3 are staying in. Chill, chill, chill. This will be over in a minute. That's why I brought you together, so that you can be more relaxed. Maybe you just think I'm trying to drown you all. I'm not. It's for your own good. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right. I think they're well soaked enough. We'll find out tomorrow if they still have bugs. I got 3 more in there, but I can't seem to corner them. What's the record for the most live? 20 maybe? We're getting pretty close to 13. Don't be late picking up the wife and child. Yeah, I won't. Thank you for reminding me, Bill. We're less than 2 minutes away if I make it quick from the college. But we won't make it quick. We'll take it easy. We'll leave here at 50. I really ought to throw some food down. Alright, this should be the last 2. Alright. Cooperate and this will go fast. 1, 2, 3. Alright. It's best to do the 3 head dunks at the end. That way you don't agitate them. Because they just want to run after that. But yeah, here's probably the best example. I mean, the one on the right is a male. The one on the left is a female. Can you see it in their eyes? Well, if you can't, you can definitely see it in their comb. Their size is pretty similar. But their heads, their eyes, a little bit different. Especially their comb. The same age bird. All right. I don't should take the couple of days old chicks and raise them. Oh no! Ah, man. I just dunked my phone cord, the part that goes into my phone, into the water. Why don't you take a couple of day old chicks home and raise them till they're strong enough not to need a light? Do you know who Jude is? Yeah, I know who Jude is. That's my brother. He told you to follow me, Rocky? Of course I know who Jude is. Jude lives right there, up on the hillside. Can't imagine anyone else spells his name like that. Yeah. Of course I know who Jude is. It's nice to see you, Rocky. Is that your name, Rocky? That's awesome. I'd love to have a name Rocky. Alright, we're gonna spread some feed and pick up my wife. Her classmates at school. Oh, that's awesome. He's a close friend of mine. Yeah, we'll be sure to thank him for showing you the channel. I can't believe Jude's doing that, shouting me out at school. Your English is pretty good, Rocky. If you're classmates with Jude, that doesn't make you very old. I got a chick that's crying and I don't know where she is. Oh, I see. She's stuck between two pieces of wire. Do not do that again, you'll get stuck. Alright, we'll feed our chickens. We're gonna pick up the wife. We got 5 minutes to feed. We really should have weighed the eggs and gathered eggs, but I've kind of been busy washing chickens. Maybe the wife will let us come back. We have Deseret chicken. We have piles of chickens, but I'm not familiar with that breed of chicken. But yeah, Deseret is probably one of the red ones. These big white ones are called decalbs, but I'm not familiar with the breed of chicken that's called Deseret. Like I said, we have piles of chickens here. They're really not all for sale, but if you ever had someone that wanted to buy a Deseret chicken, yeah, I'll ask Jude later what a Deseret chicken is. As he's probably talking about the incubator chickens. Because Jude loves my incubator chickens. Terasa. Not Terasa. Yeah, I'm going to have to screenshot that, Rocky. I'm going to have to look that up if I don't see Jude here in a couple minutes. It's very interesting. All the chicks I just washed, Billy and Noah, you were watching the whole time? Okay, drive safe. God bless. Have a blessed day and evening. He's walking home right now. Okay. But yeah, all these chicks are just washed. They're not interested in eating at all. They were starving a couple minutes ago, but now they're too busy about getting dried off. Too worried about getting dried off. Alright, we're going to feed the 45-day chickens and then go grab the wife. Catch you tomorrow, Noah Benton. Levi hitting the hay. Yeah, it's about time. Almost 3 a.m. Thanks, Noah, for everything. You're the goat. What's your name on Facebook? I'll follow you. I don't think I'm on Facebook that you can follow me, but you could be my friend on Facebook. It's Levi Russell. Levi Isaac Russell, maybe? No, I think it's Levi Russell. Jude and I are friends. If you're friends with Jude, you should be able to find me. Thanks, Noah. Have a good night. Love you, brother. I think we're definitely going to need to come back here. Bill said my son's name is Levi. I can't believe you didn't know my name was Levi until now, Bill. But that's awesome. I guess the problem with having a YouTube name that's nothing like the real name. Come here, come here. I'm trying to get you some feed. That's not drinking water. Damn it, that bird's gonna get himself hurt. We got the bantam chicken on the loose. He's not gonna be able to fight Levi Russell. Yeah, you're stalking me good. That's my old account from before. I see you got thinking chills down my spine. Stone Cold. That's pretty clever. You found my old YouTube, or my old Facebook rather. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Is Jude there yet? No, I'm probably gonna see him as I'm heading out, most likely. Come here, you stinking phantom. Ah, you phantom. Come here. You're not supposed to be free. You're gonna get that other chicken over here, and he's gonna get your tail. Maybe I'm gonna have to put Jude on that, because we gotta go. You look thin in those pics. Yeah, that was a different life. I was not a missionary back then, that's for sure. Definitely not living for Christ at all. Yeah, I used to have a 6-pack. Now I don't. That was before I even started drinking. That's don't drink much anymore, but do from time to time. But since then I've had quite the time where, yeah, there was a 2-year stint there after I wasn't with my ex or whatever, that I just drank every day. So still trying to get back into shape since then. But yeah, that's the thing about God and about life, is there's constantly new beginnings. Bill Meyer, so you don't have a 6-pack, so you got a keg now. Yeah, I've got the keg. But yeah, it's the thing about life and... Jeez, you chickens are so stupid. And God, there's always new beginnings, new chapters. I guess there's never really new beginnings except for whenever you give your life to Christ, but there's always new chapters in life. But yeah, that was the Facebook account from the last, or maybe 2 chapters ago, I'd even say. Yeah, things are a little different now. I wouldn't want to go back there, even though I had a 6-pack and I was younger. I wouldn't take that life back. What's up, Wide Zap? Are you just getting up, or are you still up from earlier? No, it just went to bed. All right, we gotta walk to the trike, y'all. Maybe we'll get back here. But the wife is gonna be out of class here in a couple moments. So we gotta get heading that way. I said earlier to Bill, it only takes 2 minutes from here. We'll see. 2 minutes driving, that is. 2 minutes walking. Still up, said Zap. I got broiler chickens everywhere right now. I'm not sure how I'm gonna catch them all. Gonna have to come back for them later. Drinking this Coke Zero. It doesn't taste like Coke at all. It kind of tastes like fruit. Wondering what they put in this crap. I guess probably fruit instead of sugar. We'll come back and put that in the garbage later, but I gotta go. But I didn't bring any water, so I thought, I'm gonna buy this Coke Zero. Alright. I left my charger back there too, I think. No, it's in my pocket. Never mind. I kicked the brightness up on my phone so I can see the screen as I walk through this bright, shiny day. Still can't see the screen. Apparently full brightness is not bright enough to wash out the sun. But yeah, I wouldn't friend request that Facebook, Stone Cold or Rocky, because I don't have access to it anymore. It's a long lost password. Good afternoon. That's a group of kids from the school that we built way back when. You going to Jude's house? No, I was just at Jude's house. I would probably be back there. That's my garden's right at Jude's house. You ought to check it out sometime. Come and visit Jude, check out the garden. If you make time for it when I'm there or whatever, I'll give you a little tour, Rocky. How did your wife get along with Karen? So yesterday they were getting along reasonably well, chit-chatting a bit. Not as good as James and I get along, but pretty good. Going to visit Jude tomorrow, okay. Yeah, come on out, Rocky. I'll show you the place. Rocky Morano. Is that the name of... I think the character Rocky isn't Morano, is it? Rocky Balboa. But I know another Rocky who's a pastor here, so it's a common name in the Philippines. I'm not on the straight. I don't think drinking alcohol. I'm sure that you're digging a little bit, but it's fine. I don't mind digging. I drink alcohol. I don't think you can't be a Christian and not drink alcohol. I just mean, I used to be the kind of guy that would get a 30-pack of beer and finish it by myself by the end of the night. I think 30 beers is a little bit out of control. And I was a little bit out of control. I think finishing one bottle of liquor and starting another one by the end of the night is also out of control. I haven't drank since 1991. That's good for you, Bill. And I understand that lots of people associate Christian living with not drinking. And it is a slippery slope. It's easy to have one drink that turns into two, that turns into three, that turns into four, and before you know it, you're buying yourself a 12-pack. I know that because I lived that lifestyle for a really long time. But yeah, I don't do that anymore. I'll have a drink. I'll have 2 drinks. But I don't think I've ever been past a 6-pack since I've been here in the Philippines. I think it's always been like 3 or 4. And I spread them out. But yeah, I don't think you gotta quit drinking in order to be a Christian. You just gotta have God a priority in your heart more than the alcohol. You can't let the alcohol have the #1 spot in your heart. You gotta say, God, you died on the cross for my sins, and I care about you more than I care about the alcohol. I'm diabetic. Too much sugar and alcohol. Yeah, that is definitely true, Bill. There's a pile of sugar and alcohol. But yeah, I don't think by any means that you gotta quit drinking, stone cold, to be a Christian. But I do think you gotta have a handle on it. You can't just, like I used to be, bring a 30-pack home and then buy another 30-pack the next day. Do you have any relatives in the Philippines? Well, I'm married. Jude's my relative. My brother Matthew, he's living here. And then my brother John. Hey, babe.
Hi, Daddy. Did you, have dead chicken?
So wash chickens. Oh, you need me to carry it? Let me put alcohol. Because I had mites.
What are we talking about? Daddy?
Papa, yeah.
A lot like Papa, Daddy, every time. I don't know. It's I know. You're just Mama.
Do you know Rocky Morano?
I don't know. Maybe in Spain.
It's Jude's classmate. He's in my live right now.
Thank you, Jude.
Yeah.
I think Jerome sent it all the links to all of my kids.
Yeah. Okay, give me the baby.
She will cry, huh?
She won't cry. She loves
Try,
lives.
She loved Mirror actually.
And that cute baby is alive.
Hey Rocky, this is my girl, Zariah. Very cute, thank you. What's your name? Zariah. Z-A-R-I-Y-A-H. Zariah. That's kind of like Mariah, but with a Z. She loves her dad time. Beautiful name. Thanks, Rocky. Just holding my arm. yeah, we're here to pick up my wife. I think my brother's still the one teaching. Very quiet baby. She sure is. Unless if she's unhappy, then she'll let you know. And then she won't stop. Did you sleep in your house? Yeah, he sleeps in my house about every weekend. We got a nice place in Blue Spruce with another room so we can have people over. And probably if we only had one room, that probably wouldn't stop us. We'd still probably have at least a couple of them over. One of the guys said, she's a very quiet baby. I said, right now.
Amat.
You got bubbles.
Amat. Huh, baby. Amat. She was laughing for Kuya earlier. She likes guys.
Yeah.
Don't laugh for a no laugh. But that made her happy. That gets loud herself.
No? You don't want to see yourself? You just got shivers because of the breeze. But she's pretty good at holding her head up, but I always like to keep a hand there. Or lean her back. We're gonna move the trike. Y'all can't hardly see with the sun. There we go. It's a lot better. Now you can see yourself, huh, Zariah? But yeah, we're here at the Bible college that my family started here. My wife's attending. It's called Great Commission Bible Institute, Florida. Florida is the start, where I went. This is the Philippines. But yeah, so we started a branch here. They just study the Bible through and through. They don't read anyone's writing about the Bible and teach that. They just, well, I mean, the professor that made the course breaks it down in Hebrew, and that's about the only opinion that they use. But it's not much of an opinion. It's kind of a matter of fact kind of thing that he speaks Hebrew or can read Hebrew and breaks the text down from the original language so that people can fully understand it and understand what God was trying to say with that piece of scripture. She's farting or pooping? I can't tell yet. Okay, thank you, Rocky. See you later. We'll see you maybe tomorrow. Ingat. But yeah, the Great Commission Bible Institute is a program my family, I didn't start it at all. I wasn't really part of it at all. When I got here, it was already established. But my wife is attending this year. Can't write or speak Hebrew, but I have Hebrew friends. Okay, that's awesome, Bill. What denomination? Well, that's an interesting question. The GCBI Florida is held at a Brethren church. Here, it's held at a Baptist church. So it's really, to the highest extent, non-denominational. You could be Catholic and attend if you wanted. You could be Seventh-day Adventist. There's a gentleman here this morning who's not a student yet, but he's came from a Seventh-day Adventist church, wanted to see what we had to teach. So we are very open-minded. We like to just teach the Bible in its entirety, only the Bible, and not teach anything that Martin Luther King had to say or anything like that. Even just the Bible, and so it's very non-denominational. The Bible was meant for all Christians. This is our professor, Randy. He's a licensed teacher here in the Philippines. My friend is Seventh Day. He drives me nuts over keeping the Sabbath. Yeah, the Sabbath is different for the Seventh Day, right? It's not Sunday, it's Saturday. And I read the Ten Commandments, I don't know, 5 lives ago from my Bible study live. Not 5 lives ago. 5 lives ago was yesterday, but the last 5 Bible study lives ago, we read the Ten Commandments. And talks about keeping the Sabbath day. And it's definitely a sin if you don't keep it. And it's Saturday from dawn to dusk. Yeah. I mean, whether you take Sunday or Saturday, I don't think God's going to be bent out of shape. It's just the concept of taking a day to say that God took a day and He asks us to, and it's part of His law. Jan,
What?
why you didn't just ask me to grab that? Last time you did that, you didn't feel good the next day. You just carried, what, 4 heavy items out? 4 or 5 kilo items?
I'm going to carry this one.
Yeah, it's going to be over here later.
I'm just putting it.
But yeah, the Sabbath day, I don't know that it's important that it's Saturday or Sunday. Lots of churches say that it has to be one or the other. I think that it's just important to set
Sabbath
aside.
day, Sunday. In us.
Yeah, I think it's important to set aside a day for rest in honor of the day that God rested. Whether it's Saturday or Sunday, I don't think you're gonna. God's not gonna not accept you into heaven because you took Saturday or Sunday and He wanted you to take the other. God's not gonna allow you into heaven if you didn't ask for His forgiveness of sins.
Mama?
That's my opinion. And start to live differently because going on sinning.
Wow, Levi, she's there away from you.
Going on sinning after you've accepted Christ as your Savior is kind of like a middle finger to God. Like you don't really care that what He did for you on the cross. It was a big price for Him to pay, giving His life, and for you to not take it seriously by living your life differently after accepting His free gift of eternal life is kind of an insult to God, and I don't think He's gonna take that well. I don't know God, or I know God. I can't speak for Him, is what I meant to say. But I can imagine that when you accept Christ, you're supposed to live your life differently. That's what I try to do every day. That's kind of, when you asked earlier if we were missionaries, that was what I was trying to get down to stone cold, was that I don't preach the gospel to everybody that I see every time I see them, which is what a lot of people think missionaries are. But I do like to live my life to better than a sinner that hasn't found salvation, to show people that when you live in God's will, that life can be better. Because that's ultimately what I'm searching for each and every day. That's what I pray for each and every day, is for God to show me His will so that I can do it. I'm baptized St. John Southern Baptist. I imagine that's pretty similar to the Baptist church we're at here, but I've gone many times to Catholic church. Well, Bill, Catholics definitely are different than Baptists, but I'm sure that you already figured that out, being a Baptist that went to a Catholic church. I've been to a Catholic church a couple times for Mass. Been to all kinds of churches. The last 2 weeks, Jane and I just watched church from the States. from our Brethren sect. And the Brethren are kind of non-denominational. They call themselves Charis Fellowship now. My brother is a pastor at one of the churches. That's why I kind of still follow that denomination. But it's, like I said, circled. GCBI in general is non-denominational. We have people here from Baptist, from all kinds of different groups. Yeah, I can imagine the Seventh-day Adventist was pretty adamant about Saturday being the Sabbath. You right in the back? All right.
I want to be on YouTube.
This is my mom, the one
Hi.
Where's my phone, Levi?
in my bag, right here.
Just asking.
Have
Okay.
you explored any different religions to see what they're like?
I explored that.
You
I
did?
did. I did.
Like what?
Jehovah's Witness, Iglesia ni Cristo.
I feel like those are all Christian.
Not Muslim.
Yeah.
I never went to.
Bill Meyer said hi to you. That's Kristen. Bill Meyer. He's
Hi.
from Utah, I think he said.
Hi,
He
Bill.
did chicken farming there. But yeah, I've been to a couple different Christian sects, but I've never done any more than Iowa. I'm sorry. Utah, Iowa. Aren't they in the same section? Not even close. Even my mom.
Ask Bill if he's near Hog Country in Iowa.
I think you said about hogs. Are you near hog country in Iowa, Bill? My mom's curious what part of Iowa.
I'm
Are
trying
you?
to think of the name of the town. We had good friends who had a thing that takes place there. It starts with a K, like below.
Okay. It's Idaho that has the potatoes, huh? Not Iowa.
Corn. Oh.
Yeah, it's interesting we have.
We're on the street. And tonight,
Does CMEX do hogs?
no. I think he was growing up on a dairy farm, and then they continue, he and his wife and their kids, they had hogs, but he sold semen as a sales guy, dairy farmers in the area. Marlon Brauntritt.
He said he's in northwest Iowa, hogs, corn, and soybeans.
Sounds like the Brauntritt country. They have little children too, I think 9 or 10 years. They could get going like us.
Do they teach preaching at the college? Yeah, so once a week they gotta do an exhortation is what they call it, which is just a sermonette, 15 minutes or whatever. They ended one last week. In general, the Baptist church doesn't like the idea about women preaching, but they let J.A. teach, so, or exhort. Yeah, there's 5 women and 2 men in the class. There was 3 men at the beginning, but yeah, 10 to 15 minutes, my wife said.
Bible study.
Yeah. You did say, I think I need to go back to the garden, maybe. Back to the garden. I have chickens on the loose that shouldn't be on the loose overnight, but we can wait till after dinner. They'll calm down. I'm really confused friend about the Chinese or Japanese bantam chicken that I was strictly told never let outside of the cage because someone would steal it. And I tried to catch him, had him in my hands twice, but I was trying to be as gentle as possible. Here's our vlogger friend, JP. He has Australorps here in Blisters. The younger one there at the traffic circle. Long blonde hair. He's friends with the guy across the street, or cousin with the guy across the street from you that has hydroponics. Yeah, did you see my YouTube really blew up today? Almost at 400. I think we have almost 2,000 views on this one.
Lord willing, if it go out tonight yet. Possibly not till tomorrow, depends on when I get approval from Bernie.
So he approves each newsletter?
Yeah, anything with printed, they have to approve. I don't care about the approval, they hardly ever correct anything.
That is
But
rolled
it's
in something.
mostly
Since
just
earlier.
the time, the 12-hour time difference, 13-hour time difference. Nice to meet you, Bill.
Do they teach preaching? Yeah. So we do have a lot of chickens here. Some operations are 40 buildings, egg crackers, then haul the
Do you
eggs.
want to wait here or go home?
No, I was just reading those comments. Hey, Bellis.
Bye.
I didn't know you were here.
Bye, Mom.
See you later. Bellis said, don't dive and live in the USA. Drive, you mean? I've seen a couple people do a dive and live. Are you saying it's against the law? Because you're not supposed to use your phone in the US? Yeah, I didn't know you were in here, Bellis. Must have just dropped in. Yeah, I've seen a couple guys do it in inner city where they're not going much more than 20 miles an hour. Fellas, you need to stop using speech to text. We can't understand a word you're saying. I'm always here, not always texting.
Oh. She's getting irritated now. She wants to change.
Yeah, she pooped in my hands. I'm telling you, it has to do with me.
Like that.
You have to improvise what I say. Yeah. James told me, don't have dead air time. Well, James, sometimes gotta unlock the door, grab bags, things like that. We'll have some dead air time from time to time. Sure, he's still watching. I didn't sleep. I never sleep because you woke me up. That's how I was like in that state of unawareness earlier when the wife called me and said, bring milk, come quick, the baby's crying. The fathers know what I'm talking about. I guess it's probably all just fathers now. We got Bellis. We gotta go get the dog, catch you later. God bless. Alright, go get that dog food. I wish I had a dog. I got a daughter. Close enough, right? So we got Bill. Who else is in? Stone Cold, you still watching?
Do you think the DJ is already rotten or not?
No, not yet. It will be in about 10 minutes. But if you change her and give it to her, it'll be fine. Be right back. You're gonna take the leak, boys. Alright, we're back. I haven't had kids. Yeah, that's a good point. Put on my Wi-Fi. It shows me 3 people are watching. Well, now it's 2. It tells me Bill. But yeah. Hey, Joven. What's up?
Hey, baby, Broiler. You're smiling. I love how
Shows 9 for me. Yeah, it's wild how different the numbers can show.
What did they say?
Bill Meyer said 3. Stone Cold said 9 people are watching. Either way, nobody knows who's watching. What's up? Said Joven. We just got home.
Bye.
Jan, that's a dirty diaper.
Ooh.
Oh, stuck on the rim. I gotta work on my balling skills.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go feed my chicks and rooster. I'll be back. Alright, Joven. I'm glad I inspired you. From one farmer to another. Feed your chickens. We just gotta catch mine. I left feed for all my birds, but I did not catch them all. Someone's liking. Who's liking my video? Someone. No, we have company. You have company at your house? That's good, Joven.
Mama.
Sorry, I had to swallow. So you have chicks and roosters, but you're also selling a bunch of eggs? Sweet, Joven. You gotta be pulling my chain, Stone Cold. There's no way we got 400 subscribers. Yesterday we had 333. From your mouth, you said 333. I remember, it was noontime yesterday when James and Karen.
Someone unsubscribed you.
Yeah, it was 334 and someone unsubscribed. And then Stone Cold said it was 333 during yesterday's live, right about 12. And now we're sitting here at 4:20, so 26 hours later, we're up 70 subscribers. That's wild. For a small channel, that's like leaps and bounds. 2:26 a.m. here. Need some coffee, Bill. See you, said Joven. Chime Smasher? Hi, brother. Shout out. Well, Chime Smasher 1118. I think you're new. I've yet to see you before. So thank you for your comment, Chimes. I don't know if it's Chimes Masher or Chime Smasher. But thank you. Yes. I see 4 or 6 on my end, said Bill. You gotta be kidding me. So it's not only is the discrepancy of the views up here for Bill in Stone Cold, but there's also a discrepancy in subscriber count. That's wild. I wonder what it says for me. I would end the live, but we've been live for 2 hours, 18 minutes. We were live for 2 hours, 20 minutes earlier, so we're up to 4 hours. If we get a 1 hour Bible study live in later, we'll get 5 hours live one day. We post all that tomorrow. And let's say that the 1,000 people that have seen my video today, which will be yesterday, tomorrow, go and see those lives in their entirety, we'll be ready to monetize tomorrow. Obviously, it takes some time, but it might say 1 viewer, but 3 or 4 are in the chat. Yeah, that's. I don't like to read much into the likes. I feel like the likes are probably pretty true. It says 18 for me. What about for you, Stone Cold and Bill? 18 likes on the video. I feel like that's the only thing you can really count on. Well, as I said that, there's 19 now. So thank you, Chimes, for smashing that likes. Yeah. Got 19 likes on the video. Is that what everyone else is seeing? I think that's the only number that you can trust. The subscriber count, how many people are in. What happened to 1,000 and 4,000 watch hours? Okay, so James and I didn't get into this conversation. You're probably very right. 20 likes, it says, for Stone Cold. Okay. James and I didn't talk about this, but on my thing, it's saying that if I had 500 subs and 4,000 watch hours, that I can start memberships. Now, by the time that actually goes through, I'll probably have 1,000 subs and over 4,000 watch hours. And then that's the point where they start paying me for ad revenue. I think what you're thinking, Stone Cold, and I could be very wrong because I'm very new to this, but I think what you're thinking of, this 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours, is for ad revenue, AdSense. But what I'm talking about is not ad revenue or AdSense. It is memberships. I think at 500 subscribers, it opens up memberships. But you still have to have the same 4,000 watch hours, which is honestly pretty darn hard to do. You got to have memberships. Got it. Okay, yeah. And like I said, till I've been told by Bellis that it very well might take longer than what I'm thinking. Like, he's not monetized yet, and Bellis has been sitting over 1,000 subscribers for a while. I don't know how long he's been over 4,000 watch hours, but the 4,000 watch hours is tough. You got to have, I don't know, 20 1-hour videos that get over 2,000 views the whole way through or whatever. I don't know how to do that math. But you got to have long content that everybody's watching the whole way through, which is hard to do. I think I got 120 watch hours 180 watch hours probably by now on the video that I just posted last night. But like I said, we need 4,000. So a couple more good videos like that, and we'll be rolling into memberships. Sorry, I'm finishing up my lunch. There was a handful of noodles here. Well, this is about the same point that we got to yesterday, or earlier, I mean. I'm not sure how much it makes sense to continue on. I got a wife and baby that need my love and attention. YouTube is hard work all the time. You gotta put it in. You want me to make some more? Does she seem hungry?
She's very good.
Okay. Finished a bottle since lunch. We were getting to 5 o'clock before we started bottles a couple days ago, but today she wanted one at 12. $1.7 K from yesterday's video. That's wild. And I don't it's slowed down a little bit, but it still hasn't been 17 hours, I don't think. So that's still above 100 views per hour. So we'll have like I told my friend Noah, who was in earlier, we were private messaging there a little bit. And Stone Cold, be sure to add me on Facebook, man. The link in my bio should lead you there, because I feel like we could have lots of chats about things that don't need to be on live if you had any questions. But I also appreciate all the questions on live. Yes, babe.
Can you bring me
Too
some
bad?
water and funnel?
The wife's Valentine's Day flowers need watered. Excuse me. I'd put half of this in there, but I mean, you could put it all. Hey, babe. Hey, baby. I wouldn't put all of that, but you can. The foam's not going to hold it all, I don't think.
What did you say?
You need a hand, babe? Baby? Here. Let me help you. You like laying on your side, huh? Yeah. But yeah, if we keep that viewership up for the next 2 days, 100 views per hour, 4,800 views, I'll be very, 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 very happy. I never thought we were going to get more than like 500 views. I was hoping that most of the people would subscribe would get 200 subscribers out of 500 views, which is kind of unreasonable. But I know that the people that are watching James and Karen that are like real tight-knit, close fans is probably about 500. And I know that, well, 300 of them are on our channel right now. Then we probably have 100 subscribers that aren't even subscribed to James and Karen. Your phone? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have a lot of subscribers that don't know who James and Karen are, but there's probably at least 100. All the questions help keep the stream going and interact also with information. This is good. Yeah, I appreciate Bill and Stone Cold for all of your questions. I just meant that, like, I don't know. I think all questions are productive for lives, as long as you're not cussing or doing things that are going to get you kicked off of YouTube. That answering all questions is ideal, even if they are personal. But that's what people are after. They're after someone who's gonna just give it to them straight, and I feel like that's why we got 400 subscribers. Is because I'm one of the more real YouTubers. I'm not gonna feed you a lot of baloney for the most part. I mean, I'm sure I've made things more dramatic than they are sometimes, but we lose chickens every day that I don't add that drama in because it's not every day, but today was a good day. No dead chickens.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. We had one more dead baby broiler, but that was before lunch. And I've showered since then. When my wife asked me earlier if there was dead chickens, and I said no. It made me think that there wasn't, but we did have one before lunch. But I know I had a great idea bringing them home, but I don't think there's much. Once you got broiler chicks that are backwards, there's not much to save them. There's not enough lifespan in a 45-day broiler to make them bounce back. Alright, well, I think it's time for wife and baby. So, thank you all for tuning in. Bill, Stone Cold, ask me a question if you got one. Otherwise, we're going to close out the live. Chime Smasher, Joven, thank you for all of your comments. Bellis, thanks for tuning in there for a minute. Who else is in here? Rocky, Jude's friend, shout out to you. Wide Zap, can't believe you came back through after all that time. We got to do a video call sometime before we go live again. No Benton, catch you tomorrow, said, what time was that? I guess it doesn't show you times. But he was in like the whole live, both of them. He probably gave me 4 watch hours today. So shout out to Noah Benton, old buddy, old pal. Who else we got? We had Benson. Benson asked for a free chicken and said there's vampires in Aklan, dude. Paulie said about raising pigs. Thank you for that. James and Karen were in for a lot of today. Tom asked about bathing chickens and all kinds of different things. Thank you, Tom. You're the GOAT. You're in every single live, I swear. If you've been in the live before, you probably saw Tom's comment. Robbie Boy, thank you for tuning in from the UK. Who else? John Paul, thanks for coming in for the shout out. Niels, our watch hours, yeah, we got to get those up. Who else? I think that was everybody. That's wild. Somehow they all fit on here this time. Why did James chickens lay no eggs? Okay, so what you guys have, certain words you shouldn't use helps also. Yeah, bad words you mean? Yeah, sometimes they do help. I feel like Bellis has been using the bad words to help drive viewership. Why do James chickens lay no eggs? I haven't seen his chickens. He bathed them. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I said bathe them for mites, check them for mites, and bathe them. So hopefully Stone show chickens don't lay many eggs, said Bill. That is a very true fact, Bill, and maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they're show chickens. They're not bred for egg laying, but they are bred for looking pretty and for fighting and other things. So thank you, Stone Cold. You're the GOAT. Add me on Facebook. Bill Myers, also, my bio, you should be able to find the link to my Facebook if you want to add me there. We can have all kinds of chats, and I can let you know whenever I'm live, even whenever YouTube fails to let you know. God bless y'all. Bye now. Okay, we'll catch you for Bible study later. Yeah, awesome, Stone Cold. We'll have to have one. I said, just got to do Bible study with the wife first. All right, bye now.